Hello, can you hear me? Yes, okay. So, welcome back to the stream. We're here. I have notated a few things that happened in price action. Right now, the levels we're looking at primarily would be this 830 level for maybe a sell-off, this midnight open for a potential buy up. Furthermore, we have London low here, and we have previous day high down here. So we might be tapping. This is the 50% level, so we may get all the way down here. So might be looking for a sell off at 830. Let's see if we can get that. 672875. Kind of want to put a sell limit there.
Order submitted.
Yeah, I put a sell limit there. So let's see if we get interaction for a quick 5 point sell off. 672875. My idea is to sell the first rejection off of 830 open. We're looking pretty bearish. We're highly above the previous day's high and range. All right, so previous day's high is down here at 670325. I'm anticipating that we may pull back to 830 and have a sell-off. Now it could run to the highs and tag out for London high, and in that case we'd definitely be wrong. But let's see if we put this here and we targeted the equal lows, at least 9 points, and then if we're once we get our 5 point target, we'll probably scale out the position. So this would be the 5 points. So we got to see if we're gonna actually get a pullback to that level to get in the trade. And we might not get it. We might cancel out the limit order depending on how price action prints. The buys up to that level might make the most might make sense right now, actually, but I'm not sure if I will take them. But it looks like we are setting up to buy up to that level potentially of 830. But again, I put limit orders at 830 level, so let's see if they get filled. If not, then we won't have a trade until later. Now, if we hit midnight open, I probably will just delete the limit order. Take a look at MNQ and see if we got interaction on MNQ. On MNQ, we have so MNQ already reversed off of 830. So that might be a sign that we might not touch the 830 level, or that we might be selling off of the equal highs or London high here on NQ, but on ES we haven't touched 830. As far as yeah, that's the trade I'm gonna stick with for now. Might not get to the level, but I just gotta stick to it. I want, especially on a Monday like this, let's see if I can get a trade based off 830. That would be better. Best setup, I believe. Might not get to the level, but I just gotta stick to it. Because what we had so far has been London highs being swept, sell off, targeting. If we're saying London lows, we have yet to hit London lows yet. But even within this whole thing, I assume that we're gonna have a pullback relative to the entire range that will allow me to get in. So that would put us at a 50% level if we can get back to the level I marked, which will be a premium, and that's where I want to be selling from, a premium. Now sells can work from down here, and that just means that the market is trending heavily, and I may not get an entry. But if we get the deep retracement, I'll get an entry here, and it should still give us an opportunity to get 5 points, even if we don't get down to the lows. So that's what I'm thinking about planning for at this moment. Could erase this fib. We don't really need this fib because we know above here is a premium. We want to sell above here. All right, 830 level. Got the London high up here. Um, we may just hit midnight open before we even do anything else. So then we'd have to reanalyze and consider what the next trade may be. Could be maybe a sell off of London or midnight open potentially, but I really wouldn't like that since London high, London low is right there. So target wise, that might tell me we hit our target from London high, London low, unless we're going back to the daily range. And again, I would rather be positioned up here close to the 830 level in order to take that trade. News at 10, orange folder news. Let's see what NQ looks like. NQ's hitting 830 level already. So what might happen today is if my sells are correct, NQ might actually sweep the highs and then sell. while ES may only go back to 830, or maybe even London High. I could be wrong, and it can go back to London High and then sell off. Or it could already just be selling off, and then NQ is selling off of 830 now, and ES is not going back any further. So those are all possibilities. That's what trading is. It's just a game of possibilities, probabilities. Um, me specifically, I want to be in it at certain levels. So that's 830 open, midnight open, London high, London low, previous day high, previous day low. So even now we're hitting a midnight open level. So that could signify a buy, quick buy off of this. But again, like I said, with these lows here, I'm not interested. Um, it may shoot up for 5 points immediately, but that's just not what I'm looking for at this moment. I have a strong propensity right now to get into sells up here. Let's say hypothetically put the long position on this chart just to see what it would do. If we put the long on that midnight open, stop for 5 points would be here. And then the TP would be 5 points right here. Let's see if we'll get that. So midnight open buys would have gave 5 points already. NQ seems to be running up. NQ just swept its highs. So we got to see if there's still room for me to even get in on a sell on ES. So midnight open buys would have worked. See if the 830 sells work. What's up, Miami Long? How you doing today? See if we can get that 830 sell off of 830 level, because we haven't had a clean retest of it. So I'm assuming at least the very first clean retest we should go down for 5 points, and that 5 points would be um this wick that was conveniently left can be the exit. Now NQ is going up, so we may just shoot into a bullish, like a huge bullish push, and then I might get stopped for 5 points. But I'm anticipating the rejection the same way that it rejected off midnight open, and I slept on it. I think it can reject off of 830, and I don't want to sleep on it. Sometimes NQ does just shoot above all the highs and then just sets in the top and sells off, while ES is within the range to sell off. So that might be what happens. We're gonna see. We will see. So I'm just gonna put a little note here. I'm just gonna notate things I should have done because I don't do everything that seems like it makes sense. So sometimes I want to document and see how I can improve, and this will make it easier for me later when I'm watching the video just to say pay attention to the levels and easily just should have taken a midnight open rejection. Now it looks like we may get triggered into our entry. Let's see. Bias from this level to the entry level would be 5 points as well. So, but again, that wouldn't have a specific level on it, so it wouldn't be A plus. It would be more of a C trade. There's no macro. So A trades are off of the levels, B trades have the macros, and C is just price action. Now, one thing I do kind of like, which always can come back to bite me, but these little equal, there's like some equal lows that are being put in right here, and I would like for us to go up here and then take those equal lows. Now, potentially, if that does play out, if that does play out, what we gotta notice is, let's say hypothetically this is the bullish push up, and it goes, let's just say it goes all the way up to here, 50% level as well. So that would be another confluence as to why to get out for that 5 points there, because we're gonna hit the 50%, and if we are gonna become bullish, it should reject here, and that's if we're actually bullish. I'm not really feeling the bullish nature of it. It could be a bullish day. I mean, we're already above previous day's high range, so we may not even be able to tap into back into yesterday's price action, which would indicate yes, we're heavily bullish. So that is something to consider. But right now we have our sell limit at 67.2875 for the 830 level. Now, I do want to see that level be respected and sold off from, and it could, parabolically shoot up past it. I'm not entirely sure, but that is the level I'm targeting to take these sells. Now, NQ is already above all the levels, so nothing really to say about NQ other than you should have positioned yourself prior to, but it may give us an opportunity if it does decide to turn around in the middle of nowhere or within price action on ES, unless ES decides to, like I said before, take off and breach all forms of price action, which that's why we have a stop loss. I think it's going to activate the stop loss once price is triggered. We'll see. See what we get. So this limit order, I'm hoping it works out. Let's see if we get to it. Again, this candle might just leave an equal low that could be a future target. Just got to see. Now, if I wanted to be a buyer, this would be a good place. Considering we're getting back close to midnight open, we might not touch it again. But that last down close candle and the last up close candle that where the order block forms, the last up close before the in the downtrend, that's that order block that you can actually use right now to say, all right, well, if we go bullish, I'm going to use this as support right here. All right. We may violate 830, but since we never had a clean rejection off it, that's what I'm looking for. The clean rejection off of 830 for 5 points. The midnight open trade could have been 5 points. This order block trade may potentially run for 5 points. See if we get the 830 sell off for 5 points. Uh, .956, orange folder at 10 o'clock. So if you took this trade, you would already had 5 points. That's two setups where I kind of framed them, but I didn't take advantage of them. Let's see if the 830 gives us the 5 points. Let's see if we get triggered in. Let's see if this trade works out. See if we get entered in the limit and then a sell off. MNQ does look like it's slowing down a bit. So maybe we can get the sell off. Let's see. What's the daily time frame say? Let's see the daily. The daily is a bullish candle on ES and on MNQ. The 4 hour is a bearish candle on ES. On MNQ, it is a bullish candle. 30-minute, 15-minute. Half of me wants to take the limit order off, but the other half of me is saying it makes sense, so just leave it. I like the M and Q's kind of even though it swept the highs, it's kind of like stagnating. I wonder if ES will actually hit 830 before it sells off. Let's see. And the reason I'm thinking sells may be redundant, but we're above previous day's high, right? Down here. So I'm thinking that we're going to go back to touch it. We may not go back within it, but we may go back to touch it. So I wanted to get in at a premium relative to this last bearish push, right? Above a 50%, get in a sell above 50% of the level, and that would validate, being the best place to sell. The best place would obviously be London High, but I'm anticipating a reversal at 830 because we haven't used 830 as a reversal point just yet. Now I could be incorrect, but we will see. And if this just melts off, I'll just close out the limit because that means that we came close to price, but we were not actually getting there. Let's see. So we're technically above the 50% level, so that might be why we're selling off. But I wanted to use a level in conjunction with the 50%. So although it shows right here, it shows right here this 50% that we're rejecting off of. All right, so that could send price down. I may have missed the entry because I want 830 so bad. But again, I'm gonna hold. I'm gonna hold for the limit order to be filled, and then I'm gonna hold to see if we get at least to like close to the point three, which is fine. Like even if we don't go too deep, can still get 5 points. Um, it all just depends. So sales above 50% potentially would have already given 5 points. So this order block, 5 points. This midnight open, 5 points. Selling above 50% of this bearish range, 5 points. That's three different 5 point setups that were already kind of given. Now if this pierces midnight open, I'm gonna leave 830 alone. So another buyout coming off that order block. I wonder if that'll give 5 points. This would have to be 5 points right here. So midnight open buy, order block buy, 50% of bearish range sell, order block buy. Let's see if we get triggered in. Came within like a 2 points, I believe, of getting triggered, or a tick, 2 ticks or something. Let's see if we get triggered in. 672875. We're looking for that first rejection sell off, 5 points. Off of 830.
Order filled.
Alright, looks like we were filled. See if it respects it or if it's just gonna shoot up above it. Five-point stop, 5 point target. What is MNQ doing? MNQ just made a new high. See, this is not, see, midnight open didn't do all that. You know what I'm saying? Midnight open, it touched it and reversed. So this may or may not work. We're gonna have to just be patient and see. We want to see us stay below this 830 level where the prices entered us right here. Let's see if we can stay below that and get down to the 5 point range. I'm putting some sell
Order
stops
submitted.
below this bullish candle. So that way, if we just melt down, can get into another set of orders. Let's see. I want to see us respect 830 and melt down at least 5 points. It might not. It might find support. This is the trade right here, guys. We're in
Order
this.
filled.
Okay, we just got triggered into our other orders. We're just going to get out at the normal 5 points. We're not going to extend anything. Let's see if we can get below the 50% of that bearish fib. Let's see if this is it. We hit into a fair value gap that might send us up, so I don't know. Wants to go lower. Might not get lower. Okay, maybe it will go lower. Come on. Go below the 50% level, which is that red line right there. Go below that line. Come on. Get to the limit order for 5 points. Come on. What's NQ doing? NQ looks like the high is closing within a candle's wick, so that might be a really good sign actually. See if I can get my 5 points. Looks like we might get the 5 points. Might just flatten it here and call it. Let's see. Close, flatten,
Order filled.
close all, cancel all, cancel all, close all. Slight error on one set of accounts, but we closed a profitable trade there. Good job, guys. Patience pays 5 points. I closed it slightly prematurely because I scaled in. I didn't want to be left holding the bag because we're in a fair value gap on the higher time frame. So I don't want us to shoot up while I have the profit just sitting there. So took that quick profit. So what we're gonna want to do now is just take a second to review mentally. Um, I still want to put on a bit more risk for the day, but I have to be grateful and somewhat content in terms of just risk management per se. Um, closing a green trade. Let's see. The thesis was perfect on that trade. That was a good I'm gonna be honest with you, that was a good trade because we got out right at the level we said we would without the limit we just exited it, but it's all right because we still put up a profit. Um but it's good. So we can come back to this trade. Can come back to this trade on another time. Or not this trade, but we're gonna take a break from the screen and come back. So should I? I'm gonna end the stream for now, and I'll just start another one. All right, thanks guys. Bye bye.